Hello everyone, this is my update on Friday the 31st of March, the last update until return after the Easter holiday. So, a typically busy spring term has ended in a typically busy fashion, and some of the highlights of the last couple of weeks I'd like to share with you now. So we had our first house basketball competition held this week on Tuesday, ably organised by our house captains and led by them on the afternoon and supported by Miss Brunner. Lots of students involved from year 7 right the way through to year 11, boys and girls, and a great atmosphere with supporters outside supporting the year 7 competition and inside the sports hall with the other year groups. I can announce the winners of each competition now. So year 7 was won by Triton. Year 8 and 9 competition was won by Griffin, and the year 10 and 11 competition was so close it had to be shared. So there was a tie between Phoenix and Griffin for the spoils of the year 10 and 11 competition there. So thank you to everyone involved in that. It was a great event, and I know the students would like more, so watch this space. Another triumph was our X Factory school production. After months and months of rehearsals from the students involved, ably led by Mr. Butchers and Mr. Sparks, the students pulled off, let's say, an absolute treat in terms of the performances which took place last week. Firstly, they performed to the year 5 from Alfred Sutton, who came over to watch the dress rehearsal, and that was then followed by the performance to parents and families after school. Those of you who are fortunate enough to be here to watch that, I know you'll agree with me, it was a real treat, and just shows how much talent we have at our very special school. So thanks again to Mr. Sparks and Mr. Butchers for making that possible and creating that opportunity for our students to succeed. Talking about success, also we had our Key Stage 3 Achievement celebration event, which took place at the end of last week. Over 100 students came together in the hall, led by our head of year team, to recognise and acknowledge all their dream points that they had accumulated over the course of the year to date. So it was a fantastic opportunity to reward them for their hard work and their contribution to the school. So well done to all those involved in that event. And finally, thank you to parents and to students in year 7 who booked into their appointments and attended yesterday's parents' evening. A great turnout, and I know those conversations with staff would be so informative and helpful for making sure that we can support students in school, but also you can support your children at home to make the progress that they deserve to make. So thank you for that. So coming up after the Easter break, a number of key events to bring to your attention. I'm sure I don't need to remind parents of Year 11 students about the forthcoming GCSE exams, but I feel I will do anyway. So only a few weeks left now to dot the I's and cross the T's on our exam preparation, our revision. I'm sure that our Year 11 students will be using these holidays wisely to rest and recuperate, as well as to prepare for those forthcoming examinations. The Year 10 students also have their pre-public examinations starting on the 24th of April, so some preparation over Easter would be very important for our Year 10 students as well. And the Religious Studies GCSE examination will be scheduled for the early May, so that's another key exam to keep in mind for our Year 10 students. On the 29th to 30th of April, our Duke of Edinburgh students will be off to practice over the weekend for their Bronze Award. So that's an important weekend in the calendar for that group. I'm sure very exciting opportunity there. And back to Year 11, at the end of that exam period, the long-awaited Year 11 prom. All very excited about that, staff and students alike. We have about 75 students who've paid for that already. So we do need 100 students as a minimum to pay for that their ticket in order to make that event viable. So please make sure if your son or daughter does want to come, that payment is made as soon as possible over the Easter holiday, if not just after through parent pay. And finally, some more exciting news about our PTA and an initiative which is now getting off the ground. So great thanks to the committee for this development. That's our PTA uniform shop, which will now be available to the swap scheme after Easter, and there will be a basic charge applied for each item. All of these items can be requested by emailing merpta@maidenellytrust.org, at merpta@maidenellytrust.org. Blazers can be now bought for £5 from this shop, PE tops for £3, jumpers for £3, and ties for £1. All of this clothing has been made available by parents' donations, so we're very grateful for those donations. Keep those coming in. They've been washed and cleaned and are now ready for use and resale at knockdown prices. So please make use of that. So that's it from me in my final update to you before we break for the Easter holidays. Before I go, I'd like to say a fond farewell to 3 members of staff who are leaving us at the end of this term. So first of all, Ms. Phillips, our PE teacher and assistant head of year, who's been with us since 2020. She'll be moving on to a new job, a new position, working for the Youth Sports Trust. So I wish her well in that new venture. Also, goodbye to Mr. Gadu, head of year 11 and teacher of health and social care. After a year in post, Mr. Gadu has found another post in a school which is much closer to his home, so no more of a long commute for him, so I wish him well in his new position there. And finally to Mr. Rajput, one of our behaviour support workers who started with us as a TA 6 years ago. Again, Ms. Rajput is leaving us for pastures new, so I again wish her all the very best for the future. Finally, thank you to all parents and carers for all your support over the course of this term. That is, of course, invaluable. It's a partnership, and working together, I'm sure we can achieve great things for our young people. I look forward to speaking to you again after the Easter break. So it just leaves me to say goodbye, take care, stay safe, and have an enjoyable Easter.